Hey guys, what's up? So on 18 June 2017, UPSC conducted its prelims, and lakhs of students have appeared in hope of clearing it. Many of you will not be clearing it, rather 98% of you will not be clearing it. But that is the sad reality. We need to face it immediately. And if you are not cutting off, like you are not up to the mark as far as the cutoff is concerned, then you should start future strategy for 2018. Now for future strategy, you will need to understand from which area they have asked the questions. So all this becomes really important. So in this lesson, we will do a trend analysis of UPSC Civil Services Prelims paper of 2017. From which area exactly have they asked these questions? So basically UPSC will does not explicitly says that these are the qualities which they need from the aspirants. But if we read the syllabus, employment news, notification, question papers and feedbacks of experts and students, you will realize that there are certain areas like 12-13 areas from which questions will always be asked, because at the end of the day they want you to have certain skills and aptitude so that you can become a good administrator. And it will help you to quantify the trends of past few years, and we will try to explicit the implicit so that whatever is hidden can come out. And I have also drawn some conclusions by analyzing the question paper of past few years, but you can also do it differently. For example, geography, environment, science and technology, there is a huge overlap. For example, a question which is asked on, let's say, biosphere reserve, it can be of environment also, it can be geography also. So many people say कि environment में से 33 क्वेश्चन आए थे, some people say 20 आए थे, some people say 18 आए थे. So there is some overlap. Okay, so apart from that there is not much overlap. Okay, similarly like ancient history and art and culture, there is some overlap. So as you can see, so the history is consistent, 11, 18, 8, 10, 15. So there was no surprise here. Geography also, earlier it was very heavy, now it is slightly lighter. So 6 to 8, again no surprise. As you can see, these are the prelims years as we go here. Then polity also, huge surprise. The biggest surprise was polity. Can you see they have increased it to thrice? Then like last year they asked 7 questions, this year they asked 21 questions. So anybody who ignored the polity this year will definitely find it very tough to get selected. But now what happens is many people will start reading polity only. Like they will read Lakshmikant, they will read current affairs, they will read PIB, they will read DD Basu, they will read Subhash Kashyap, they will read NCRTs. See, that is a very foolish strategy, because what UPSC has done once, it will not do again. 99% chance. Similarly, if geography is 8, next time it can be 24. If science is 9, next time it can be 19. So the only request which I have is, do not leave any weaknesses. So if you can see, there is no pattern as such. Okay, science 19, 9, 17, 9, 8, 8, 9. For last 3 years they are asking 8, 8, 9, but there is no guarantee that in the next year they will not ask, let's say, 20 questions from us or 25 questions from this. Economy is the only one that is like in more than 10 all the time they ask from it. And environment, again I am saying like this, 20 and 13 you can combine them, and like you can say geography में से 5 आए थे and environment में से 28 आए थे, because there is a huge overlap between that. So in my time especially, if you can see here 0, 8 only, technically this is also very wrong. So only like 5-6 questions came from current affairs. But if you can see, the number one portion of last 3 years is current affairs. Here also number 1, here also number 1, here also number 1. So one feedback which I'll personally give you is that on an academy we do the Hindu course, the Hindu summary and analysis in Hindi and English, and editorial analysis in Hindi and English. We will also restart PIB. If you want us to do that, we will also do that. So it is very important, it is very pertinent that you follow these courses. Otherwise you'll find yourself in a very bad spot, very bad spot, if you do not do your current affairs properly. Because without solving current affairs, if somehow you manage to clear prelims, if, that is a very big if, because 1/4 of the entire paper is coming from the current affairs, but presume that you are able to clear the prelims, I can 100% guarantee you will not be able to clear mains or interview, because it is more majority of the questions which are asked in the mains exam, they come from the current affairs. So you cannot ignore this section. Even if they ask you 3 questions here, they can ask you 70% of the entire paper, especially in paper 2, paper 3. There is huge current affairs, huge. Let me tell you, essay also is influenced by current affairs. So if you have to analyze here, the number 1 was current affairs, number 2 was polity, and number 3 was history. So approximately 60% of the entire paper came from history, polity and current affairs. So let us analyze the entire paper by section. So ancient history, there were 4 questions. Medieval history, there was just a single question, but this 5 question are very very important. Then again, art and culture and this, like, there is a huge overlap. So we can safely say that 8 question came from ancient and medieval history. Then modern history 7. So as you can see, 15 question are coming from history portion. Geography you have 8. Polity you have 21. Science and tech you have 9. Economy you have 11. Environment 12 and current affairs 24. So in total, if you do the sum, it will be 100. So total 100 questions and entire analysis is done in detail. Now what to do now? So please go for balanced preparation. The date of the next year prelims is already announced. Please do not presume कि पॉलिटी में से फिर 21 आएंगे, हो सकता है 11 भी ना आए. So please do not assume anything. So these are the major topics which you need to cover all of these topics, and all these we have crash courses on everything, so you can watch them, no issues whatsoever. And on 3rd June 2018 you will have prelims. A trend will vary every year. Sometimes it might be history, sometimes polity, sometimes geography, sometimes environment, sometimes science, sometimes tech, sometimes general science. But whatever happens, do not ignore current affairs. Even if they stop asking you even a single question in prelims, you have to do it, because ultimately what counts is your score in mains exam, and it is very very highly current affairs oriented. And do not try to do rote memorization except for the history portion. And you need to have conceptual clarity, economy, polity or environment, and even in history you need to have conceptual clarity. And please do original smart work. Do not go for some books or some coaching material. So thank you for watching this lesson. Have an awesome day.